Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 180. I am so happy that you're here. And today is a very special episode because I am releasing the recording of a masterclass that I taught last year on a subject that produces a lot of anxiety for many of us, but we don't talk about it. So I decided to address this subject and to teach people the skills that I've used myself within my coaching practice, but also with me personally to overcome this anxiety. It is a type of anxiety we all have at some point in our life because this subject, it is bounded to produce some feeling of insecurity. The subject is anxiety over money. So this episode is all about money anxiety, why we have it, but most importantly, how do we manage it? How do we manage our own anxiety, our own anxious mind, our own anxious thoughts around money so that we can manage our money better, so that we can approach our finances from the mentality of abundance and safety and not scarcity and fear of not managing it well. A very important subject, especially for us women who tend to shy away from talking about money and what we're doing to invest our money, to grow our money mindset, and to make more money. So tune in. This is a special gift from me to you. You will see more of these episodes perhaps air throughout the year. But for now, dive in, listen to have strategies that will help you handle any kind of money anxiety you might have. See you in there. So you're probably here because you want to stop the worry about money. You want to have a different relationship with money altogether, one that does not involve guilt or sleepless nights or worry or shame, fear or jealousy. So if you're here, maybe you're experiencing some sort of uneasy relationship with money. Maybe you are avoiding looking at your finances because it's such a source of anxiety. Or maybe you're totally ignorant to what your finances look like right now because you're so oblivious to the fact that this might be important in your life. You might just be like, like this saying, like ignorance is happiness or something, like I live happy in my ignorance, something along those lines. Maybe that is you. Maybe you're hyper aware of your finances, which is what you're so worried. Maybe you actually have a lot of wealth accumulated, and yet you're still worrying about your finances, running out of money. Niching it down, you're here because you want to improve your relationship with money. How many of you have experienced at some point some level of anxiety or worry about money, about having it, not having it, worrying about the future? Will I have it? Just raise your hand. Give me some sign that has been a worry in your head. Definitely raising mine. Yeah, so that's pretty much all of us that I can see. So I just want to say you're in the right place, okay? If you're somebody who wants to mend your relationship with money, you want to change the way you feel, you think about money, you want to feel safe around the subject of money, about how much money you have, then this is the workshop for you. This is the workshop for you indeed, okay? Over the next hour, here's what I will promise you. I won't give you ideas on how to invest your money. Maybe I will. I won't. This is not a numbers-based workshop, okay? Although one day I'm probably going to do that, but not today. But I promise you that over the next hour, you will learn that the solution to your current relationship with money is not complicated. It is not impossible, does not require winning the lotto, but that in fact has a lot to do with your perceptions and beliefs, okay? So together throughout this hour, I will walk you through mindset shifts that can open you instantly to a world of possibilities, financial, even emotional, even health-wise, okay? I will hopefully save you lots of doings and suffering, as well as months of depriving yourself from things that you're worthy of investing, things that you really like. And I want you to listen to my suggestions here today openly, with the knowledge that this information that I am about to share with you today has saved me of my own mental drama, even in moments of complete poverty. And you're looking at me and thinking, was she ever poor? Yes, I was. If we've never met before, my name is Olga Lacroix. I am a mindset coach for women. I help women get out of their own mental drama to experience life to the fullest as the best version of who they are. That is my greatest passion. I'm pretty sure I came to this world to do that, and I'm so happy that I get to do that. And today I'm going to teach you how to change your mindset about money so that you can free yourself from the tangles of anxiety that you currently have. Money is not a bad word, okay? It's not a taboo. It's not a bad word. It's not like something that we need to run away from. Why would a mindset coach be wanting to talk about money anxiety? Have you guys asked that question? You just came. You're like, whatever, she's talking about something. I want to listen to her. I want to explain you why. First of all, I personally want to talk about anxiety all the time because I do believe it's the root cause of so much of our mental drama. So right there, that's why. That's why I'm doing this. But I'm also an expert in shifting my own mindset, not just from the drama that my mind makes up, but also from real drama that I experience. I am an expert at converting my thoughts into self-motivating thoughts. And I think even people who know me from just personally would always be saying, like, how do you do that? And that's why my business, by the way, is called Olga's Way. My husband said to me, you have to call it Olga's Way because you're always teaching people how you do things, how you think about things. I want to remind you guys, in case you don't know this about me, I moved to Canada from Colombia 20 winters ago, and I do count in winters because I came here in the middle of one. And I came as a refugee. I was fleeing my homeland because my dad was being persecuted by a terrorist group because he had written a book that explained in detail his story of having been in captivity for 4 months, kept in captivity by such terrorist group. So we went from being mildly wealthy to Colombian standards to suddenly being in a shelter here, a refugee shelter, with just whatever belongings we were able to pack, with the mug that they gave us upon our arrival to the shelter that was lent to us, wasn't even our property, that had a fork, a knife, the spoon. Those were my belongings. So my world was altered overnight in the most drastic of ways. We had no money other than whatever welfare gave us, no jobs, no language, okay? Because we spoke no English. I somehow managed to graduate high school without learning much. So why me? Why would you want to talk? What would you want to hear me talk about mindset surrounding money anxiety? Today, I can proudly say that my husband and I have built what I call our little empire. We went from having our first townhome to now having seven other homes. I can't even like sometimes still seems unbelievable that I have 7 other homes that we rent out to people. And you guys, we are about to build an entire residential neighborhood in the side of Ottawa that we live in, with 46 homes. Some of those homes will be strictly dedicated to subsidized housing. And I'm happy to say that the street name is going to be Encanto, like Colombian, the new Disney movie that is based on Colombia, and it just got approved. They loved our story, and they allowed us to call the street name Encanto. If only the 19-year-old girl that arrived to this country feeling so depleted knew that keeping her head up was all she was going to need to create her little empire and then help all these people along the way. So not even when I was really poor did I let that current circumstance change my view on 2 things: my self-value and my self-worth. And that is what I want to talk to you about today, because I want the same for you. I do not want your current circumstances to determine what you're capable of for your future. You're in? All right, so let's dive in. So I think you're here because you want to end the stress about money. You want for money to not be a source of stress, guilt, worry. We talked about this. You want to feel safe, right? Is that the right feeling? Like when I think about money anxiety, I think the opposite would be like just to feel safe, just to know that I can look at my bank account or my credit card statements and feel like I got this. There is enough. You want to pay your bills with gratitude and excitement instead of like worry and I don't really want to make this payment. And I'm guessing you're also here because you probably already have tried to solve this anxiety about money in a few different ways. And from what I've seen with my clients and myself, you may have already attempted to do a budget, a really strict budget that we stick to it or not. You may have cut down on expenses. And primarily, all of the ones that give you joy, like going to the gym or going out for supper with friends or getting a coach, you just cut down on all the things that sort of made life sweet and easy and fun. And you may have even searched for a second income. You may already have that second income. That's the ways in which you've tried to resolve this issue. Maybe you've got others in your head that I haven't said that you're like, I also tried this one thing. However, thinking that the way of attempting to resolve this problem without changing the way you think, you will continue to have the same results. So sometimes we think that by cutting down the things that make us happy, that cutting down our budget, by being very strict, having no hobbies, no socializing, whatever, that our bank account is going to be the same. And maybe you've tried this, and maybe the results have been that not only has your stress gone up, your bank account has remained the same. So now you're out the fun. The results are the same, but you're more stressed. You think it's going to help you stress less if you're not spending the money at the gym, if you see that membership has stopped, if you see that you're no longer doing your nails. But in reality, your stress has increased and your finances remain the same. I've been there. Raise your hand if you've been there. If this is something that actually is touching you right now, you're like, oh, fuck, yes, I've done all of these things. And the results kind of remain the same. Julie, Lindsay, Louise, I know. Me, I promise you. The problem is that you think your finances problems resolve with more money and less expenses. Yes, every financial advisor has always said that to us. Spend less, earn more. It's true. That's a sound mathematical equation. I am not a finance expert, so I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money, how to invest it. If you do invest, I will say real estate is a great way to do it. However, I am here to tell you what the actual problem is. And I'd like to begin by saying this. If you have issues managing $100, you will have the same issues managing 1,000, 10, 100, a million. We think the more we add, the less problems we have. But think about it. Your earnings have increased and so has your spending, right? So we kind of are always in the same scenario. So why is that? Because when we operate from a space of limiting beliefs, we have limiting thoughts. The more limiting thoughts we have, the more we behave within the limitations of those thoughts. So why didn't I feel poor even when I was? Why do you, having everything at your disposal to make more money, to live life in a fun, light, and easy way, to invest wisely, you're still feeling like you don't have enough? Why is that? Because the actual problem is we ultimately do not believe that money flows. Money flows. If you walk away with one thought here today, that you need to grow your belief that money flows. When we think of money from a place of scarcity, of not enoughness, We don't believe that it flows. We don't believe that it's abundant. Or worse yet, you might believe there is an abundance of money, which is not for me. You don't believe that it's accessible to you. I like to believe, I believe money, it's like love. There's an infinite amount everywhere. And I get to choose whether or not I experience it and how much of it I experience. And how do I choose that is very, very mindfully through choosing my belief systems and my thoughts that build up my belief systems. If you think that money is not enough for you, that you don't have enough money, that you might not have enough money, for all my friends who are close to retirement, that begins to be a really big worry. I'm going to stop having an income. So am I going to have enough? How am I going to have enough? You also believe ultimately that you are not enough. That's where that belief comes from. If I carry myself around life thinking I'm not enough, well, not surprisingly, I'm going to see that belief reflected in all areas of my life. I've studied the belief system that surrounds money anxiety, and I have concluded that the real problem isn't how much you make, what your parents taught you about money, or how much you've accumulated over time, or how much you will have in the future. The root cause of believing that money isn't, the root cause is believing that money is in a constant flow. Is not believing that money is always sufficient. And it comes from our relationship with self. When all I had was a mug and a few, like that I knew I had to give back, when my only possessions were really the ones that I quickly grabbed and put in my bag before I came here, I had two options. Do I let my possessions determine who I am? Or do I raise my value so that this little bit of things that I have don't change my self-worthiness? I chose the one that will benefit me the most. And I chose to believe, you know what, I'm alive, so is my family. I chose to believe no job, no status will determine my self-worthiness, how I see myself. You might not see my worthiness. That's okay, because I see it. My clients who are very wealthy but still believe that they're not enough are suffering equally as much about their current circumstances, about those as much as those who do not have enough. It's incredible. So my clients who are wealthy are still equally worried about their retirement, even though they know it's a ridiculous worry or fear. So even with the belief that you're not enough, you can go and make lots of money and like free yourself from all kinds of financial stressors. But if you don't believe, if you don't change your belief, your mindset will stay limited. And so will the human suffering. So you're here because you need me to help you make the connection between the way you view your worthiness and your relationship with money. They're one and the same. I've recently shared this with my CEO ladies, and they were like, their minds were blown away. The way your relationship with money resembles your relationship with yourself. Same. Just this morning, I spent an hour of my time talking to a friend. Really, I was coaching her out of her mental drama of not being enough as she was pricing her art. She was underpricing her art because she had this one thought: no one will pay that much. When we say something like, I wouldn't charge this much, I wouldn't pay this much, I wouldn't invest in myself that much, also means I am not worthy of much. I recently spent a heck of a lot of money on my coach. And I want to tell you that my feeling wasn't like, oh, how little money I have left. How much have I invested? I was so proud of my relationship with self, that my worthiness has increased so much in my own perception that I can, with ease now, spend a healthy amount of money on who I think is the best match for me. To me, that's priceless, because that is a very straight relationship improvement with my relationship with self. So before you jump onto your next budget program, before you apply and get another job, Where the work is actually needed is to have a deep look into how you think about yourself, how much value you give or take, depending on how much you have. How much do you believe that you, right now, who you are, is enough? What is your belief of enoughness? What's enough? Learning to stop our thoughts is the fastest way to create change. It is what I'm most passionate about. Creating awareness. To notice the next time that you pay a bill, notice your attitude. Is it powerful, cheerful, thankful? Like every time I make a payment, whether that's to my email provider, to my assistant, to my dentist, I say thank you. In my heart, I'm like, thank you. I see this money go, and I used to see it with fear. Now I see it with gratitude. So observe with awareness, observe your attitude when you spend money, when you pay a bill. Is it powerful or is it filled with tension? Because you are choosing to believe you won't have enough. Oh man, you're taking this 10,000 out of my account and now I'm not gonna have enough. Then pause. So your first step is to create awareness. Then I want you to take a pause. And when you notice that you're feeling and that you're having these thoughts, ask yourself, what am I choosing to believe right now? Am I choosing to believe money flows like Olga told me? Or am I choosing to believe money does not flow for me? And step 3, I want you to remember, where do you want to go? What results would you really love to see in your relationship with money? If you think with limitations, you will keep seeing more of the same. You've already experienced that. I need to tell you. So by remembering what shoes is it that you want to wear in the future with your relationship with money, you then get to step number 4, making a choice. Like 19-year-old Olga knew she had to. I'm either going to feel like I am worth nothing because I've lost everything, material that I had, from my home, my item, like all the things I own, my status. I was in law school at a really prestigious university. That was my introduction. I just had to say what university I go to and people will place me somewhere. Oh, wow. I lost all of that. And I was at risk of thinking that my worth had just lowered. But I remember that my worthiness is untouchable, that I am worthy no matter what. And then I chose at that moment to believe that I was worthy and that money flows. So we choose to wisely have thoughts that lead us towards the belief of abundance and gratitude, where you vow to believe that you, your money, your life is enough. Every single human who wants to improve the relationship with self and then with money and with body image and with speaking up and with all the things that we have conflict with have to master 5 skills. The ones that I just mentioned: awareness, learning, aligning your thoughts with what you want, boundaries, and confidence. You're probably thinking, what are boundaries here good for? Boundaries keep our thoughts exactly where we want them. And all of those things actually grow your confidence. So I told you, this was not like crazy hocus pocus. I was not going to be telling you anything crazy about how to invest your money, how to make more money. I would love to have those conversations with you because I want every single woman to earn more money, to have passive incomes. I'm passionate about more women being empowered, which is why I focus so much on mindset. It all begins with us believing that we can. That's why awareness is so important. But then most of us are aware of where our thinking is wrong and do nothing about it. Why? Because we're not learning the skills. So if you know the skills, then you can align your thinking to what you want in your heart, get rid of mental drama, and confidently make bold action. Take bold action. Keeping great boundaries with your mean inner voice. with the non-believers outside your world. They're like, you think money flows? And let me just give you all these examples in which it doesn't. That's just evidence of people who don't believe money flows. That's it. And then knowing the skills to build on your confidence, that no matter where you're starting, you can be confident that you can make it to the next step and the next step. My husband and I had one question to each other. How can we live the life of a retired couple young now? What would it take? That's what led us to real estate. One question. But if you ask yourself, or you tell yourself, I cannot, that's not for me, I can't, I want, your brain will not give you ideas. And trust me, you want your brain to work with you, along with you. So that's the Launch and Learn. That's all. I really wanted to compile all this information into a short period of time so that we had time to Q&A. I want to invite you to start this work now. We know the longer we take to take action towards improving our mindset, the less likely we're going to take that step. Some of you have been to my workshops 1, 2, 4 times, and you're still sitting on the fence like, oh, I don't know if I want to change it more. But yeah, you keep coming back because mindset work is important. It changes your life. I had a client once who came to me. She's still my client, actually. And she came to me to our first session saying, my marriage isn't working. My job isn't working. The things that used to give me joy aren't. I'm lost. Like, I'm broken. I don't even know if I'm like workable. That same client, within a month or so, came back and said, holy crap, you changed everything without changing a thing. I have the same job. I have the same husband. I have the same hobbies, but it's all different because I changed my mindset. I changed the way I viewed it. And I believe that's accessible to every single one of you. So I want you to learn this process to develop the skills to change your mindset. Waiting to develop these skills is waiting on the life of your dreams. It means prolonging your fucking fears. Who wants to live if you're any longer? Personally, I'm like, take me out. Is waiting to develop the skills that give you the results that you want. Trust me when I say this, the world needs more empowered women than ever. And I've designed Reset Your Mindset to help you develop the tools that allow you to self-motivate, to self-empower, to coach yourself out of the mental dramas that your brain creates for you just for fun. I've developed the program in a way that I know has helped many of my clients. So while I used to do this in one-on-ones and it would take a long time, I now do it in a group, which is way faster. You develop the 5 skills, you become more confident, and you choose when you stop your progress, which I hope is never. So this program is broken down into 5 simple steps and is delivered through 12 weeks. We cover my best mindset tools and also some cool psychological tools. As you might remember, I was a therapist, so I use both of my trainings into this program to be able to create faster results. I had clients come to my therapeutic sessions saying they got in 2 sessions what they didn't get in 10 years of therapy. And that's when I knew I was onto something. I'm like, really, I'm gonna make this a step-by-step program so that everybody experiences those shifts. And it's way easier to do it with somebody who can guide you than it is to do it by yourself. So in this program, I've done a hybrid, which means you get weekly videos in video training that I've pre-recorded that you watch at your own pace, and you get a weekly live coach call with me and the group. It's an intimate group. I like to keep it intimate so that we all get to know each other. I get to know you specifically, and everybody gets a chance to be coached throughout the call. And sometimes you're coached because I'm coaching you, but most times you're coached because you see yourself in the person who's talking. And so one of the reasons I no longer do private coaching is because I realized that women need to find that community, a community that comes and uplifts you. Every single call, you walk away feeling normal. When somebody is talking out loud, the thoughts that you think you're the only one who has them, you breathe a different air. Oh my God, does everybody else feel this way? Holy crap, all these years I've been thinking I'm the only one with this problem, and now I'm seeing more women have it. It is the reason I am a life coach, by the way. I realized that my struggles were commonly shared by everybody. And I do believe that's why my coaching is so effective. I speak from experience. I know what works. So this program covers everything from my thought work formula, limiting beliefs, thinking errors. Like you would actually learn to know that's a thinking error and you will know what to do about it. We'll cover expectations, intentionality, how to get out of the perfectionist mind. Huge chunk of it is on anxiety, facing fears, facing your triggers. We dive into journaling, boundaries, becoming the CEO of your own life, and cleaning the energy of your mind. You also get a library of guest speakers that I've had over the years come to speak to that group. So you have all these videos that you can watch with experts in different fields. You get access to my meditation library. I used to be a meditation teacher and had a studio, and people say my voice is very calming and relaxing. And so I want you to have access to those. And there is about 14 extra workshops that are all in there. So any workshop that I do, including this, going to that library. And my clients have access to them on an ongoing basis while you are in the program. This program costs $2,000 and it is risk-free. If you finish the 12 weeks, having done the work, and you're not more confident, I give you your money back. I've been teaching this for a while. No one yet has not seen their confidence up. In fact, people take it a second time. They like it so much. They're like, I want to go through this again. So the group calls is a community of women who want to lift their spirits alongside with you. We get Coach Sam. We start on May 4th, and it's at 1 p.m. Eastern time that we have the weekly calls. They're always recorded. And if you ever miss them, then just know that you can go watch them, the recorded version. You can email me questions. If you can't make it, I can always answer them in that format. You also have access to a private Facebook group where I can essentially coach you all day, every day. So the group calls is a community of women who want to lift their spirits alongside with you, that we have the weekly calls. They're always recorded. And if you ever miss them, then just know that you can go watch them, the recorded version. You can email me questions. If you can't make it, I can always answer them in that format. You also have access to a private Facebook group where I can essentially coach you all day, every day. Hey guys, Olga here. I wanted you to know before you go that I'm opening the doors for the next 12 week of Reset Your Mindset coaching program. Starts on February 3rd. The doors are now open. You can go ahead and sign up if you're ready to have incredible support for 3 consecutive months, weekly calls with me, weekly videos to help you learn the tools that will allow you to radically and profoundly change the ways in which you think that are not serving you. Anything that makes you score really low in an area of your life, like your marriage or your health or your job, love and passion. If you're scoring low in any of those areas, it simply means you've got to look at your perspective, your thoughts. They're not serving you. They're taking away passion and confidence from that area of your life. And you're meant for more. Your life is here and it's happening now, and you are deserving of it being as amazing as you can possibly make it be. Let me help you change the way you think by resetting your mindset. Go ahead, look into the show notes, sign up today. See you in there. Bye now.